Bang Bang Nine the Gang, Faithful Boys Podcast, Prayers, Uncle Keith, P Warrior, myself, OG Goody. We bang that we can't no more. What's good with y'all, fellas?
All is well.
We here,
Good.
couple weeks away.
Trying to tell you. It was only 90 degrees down here this week, man. We got up, we broke 100 finally.
So lucky with that 90.
It felt like a summer breeze.
Like 107 or something out there today.
Yeah, it's been like 105 with the humidity feel like 115.
Yeah, bro. It's real in the field out here. But definitely a lot to talk about, like y'all was saying. P Warrior, I ain't seen you in a minute. I
Yeah.
definitely have some things I would like to get off my chest. I have a little venting I'd like to do also.
Yeah.
But seeing as though we know kind of the depth chart, we know we got the Chargers coming up, and then first game Pittsburgh. Let's start getting into it a little bit. I'm gonna pass it over to you so you could go ahead and get yours off your chest, and then we could just start talking about some of the things we've heard and our expectations going forward for these next couple of weeks.
All right. Well, yeah, it's been a minute since I've been on. But man, I just, I don't think that Trey should be the third string quarterback. That's just my opinion. I think that you can see the improvement with the accuracy, with the play and everything. And, now y'all going to give it to Sam Darnold. To me, Sam Darnold didn't do nothing in the two games that made him worthy of being a number two guy. You know what I'm saying? To me, I'm tired of the narrative that, he's a developmental guy. He ain't had this many snaps. We know that on some level. But I was thinking on this. And a lot of ways Shanahan messed this up. And he messed it up because when he first came in, when they first drafted him, he should have played. You had a good enough team around him for him to take his licks, learn from his mistakes, and be a better quarterback. When Jimmy wasn't playing good and they was about to pull him and put Trey in there, then Trey got hurt. If Trey wouldn't have got hurt and would have played that season, he would have came into the second all season where they gave him the job and would have been better. Then Shanahan, you're running him like he was running him at North Dakota State. This the NFL. The defenses he was going against ain't North Dakota State caliber, the other team caliber. So you was running him too much, trying to design an offense around him. Now you come back after he done got healthy and he done went and changed his mechanics to say you gonna run your regular offense. Well, you done messed the boy up on some level. You should have played him from jump. I said that in our podcast and on other podcasts we was on. You should have played him from jump. All the fans that was excited when you drafted him because we figured we was gonna have a quote unquote franchise quarterback wanting him to play. But you went with Jimmy, not knocking Jimmy, but you went with Jimmy. You should have played the dude when Jimmy was struggling out there. And then in that Arizona game, when you did start him, you ran him about 17 times and he got hurt. So to me, the reason why the boy ain't starting is because you didn't put him in the right position to give him a chance. Then you hear all these reports about they trying to trade him, and they've been looking to trade him the whole time and all of this foolishness. I'm going to say this, and I'm a 49er fan since 10 years old. I'm about to be Godspell 50, just made 49. I'm a lifelong fan. If I was him, I would want to get out. Go somewhere where you going to play, and I hope he play us. And I ain't going to lie, I pray he ball till he fall against us. Just to prove Shanahan wrong. Because Shanahan messed this up, not him. That's my opinion. That's my 3 weeks worth of venting in a nutshell.
All right, let's go back over something. But you're basically saying that Shanahan's lack of trust in Trey made him gun shy when he had a chance and he used him wrong.
Exactly.
And we devalued him as a person and as a player by the way the organization used him.
Exactly.
And I heard, different shows and stuff today and been reading a lot of stuff. Advertising, we were looking to get rid of him before we gave him a chance, devalued him even more.
Exactly.
That put a ton of pressure on the young ball players' shoulders. So I don't put this all on Trey, man. It's like putting a pig on a diet. Sounds good, but it don't do much if you're taking the pig to slaughter. You just made him work less.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It made absolutely no sense. I totally agree with you, P. Ward, that they used him wrong. No doubt about it. But I also got to look at mechanics as mechanics. If you got a wide open tight end that's 5 yards down the field and you throw the ball 400 miles an hour and hit him in the head, he's not going to catch the ball.
Cool.
His touch has been questionable since due to lack of playing. It comes right down to it. He didn't play. So how do you play him in the shape? And with the 49ers, we always got a Super Bowl, we need to win now attitude. You don't get the chance to play in the shape.
Exactly.
That's my thoughts on your thoughts.
Yeah. Now, let me just chime in on the mechanics. I think, and I think I said this to Ben when I was out there in Houston last week. I said, give him one more all season with the quarterback coach that he was with that is Mahomes' quarterback guy. And watch how much better he becomes. Because in the past, he was working with all these different other guys. And I think he realized in order for me to achieve what I want to achieve and try to achieve that great, it's not saying he's going to be Mahomes. There's only one. But at least he got enough common sense to say, man, let me go to one of the best up there and see what he's doing to get my game right. Okay. And so I'm just saying, give him one more all season to improve the mechanics and all of that. I think he'll be better. But as you just said, it's the playing time. You're not going to get it because win now mode to get a championship. And that's why I'm saying y'all should have played him from jump because you had a good enough roster to win games. You didn't have to put no pressure on him. Just give him enough of the playbook to function. But the way you ran him and you was trying to do the same thing in North Dakota State, this ain't North Dakota State.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, you didn't put this boy in a position where he could never fully realize the potential with us. But if he goes somewhere else, and people were saying that yesterday, a lot of the local people were saying, if he goes somewhere else and he become what he could become, you're going to be looking like a fool. And then what you think the fans going to do? So that's just my opinion. Like I said, I think if he get another all season of mechanical work, he going to get better, but he ain't going to get the PT because you got Purdy and they probably going to bring Darnold back. And then that just going to just prolong it for the dude, So I feel for the dude. That's just my opinion.
Prayers. Let me get your spiel before I chime in.
You go first. Because my take's different, so I'd rather hear y'all.
I bet that. I think they just mismanaged the situation. You know what I'm saying? We done talked about it between the three of us the last couple shows. From spending all the capital to draft them, not having a set plan, all the lying and filibustering they've been doing since they drafted him. From they've been making up plays on the plane to to getting them in now, telling us it's a competition when it's all bullshit. Y'all knew when you brought Sam in, he was out the door. You also know it's a money thing. It's a lot of shit going on. Onk, I heard you talking about advertisers, I guess, being sour on him. I can only imagine why. So it's a lot going on here. Not to mention to me, it's funny when I say this because I'm not trying to knock Brock. But to me, you're somewhat doing the same thing, hoping for better results. You have a limited sample size, guy balled out in that time, undefeated, and you're somewhat putting all your stock in that basket, eggs in that basket. You got Darnold for the backup, cool, but I don't think any of us really have confidence in Darnold. If I'm speaking for you, out of turn, I apologize. So with that being said, you're putting all your eggs in the Purdy basket. On one hand, it's win now mode. We can't afford to have growing pains. Assuming that you're not going to have growing pains with another young quarterback. It's just a lot of double talk to me at the end of the day because you didn't have a plan. You blew it. And now it's rebound mode and really just say whatever we need to say to appease and or fool the fans because they really not paying attention because we winning and we a Super Bowl contender and all this shit that y'all shoveling, when in essence you blew the draft capital, we lack in depth. I like all those decisions have trickle down effects for the team, and we starting to see them now. And I'm gonna pass it to Prez.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I don't even, because of what you potentially have in Brock. I mean, we super lucky because me personally, I don't see it with Trey Lance, and maybe you've not seen it enough, but I let me say, it ain't that I've not seen it. Nobody's seen it. Like at this point, it's just everybody mostly saying in their opinions on what they think or want to happen. Because at the end of the day, it's completely unknown what Trey Lance is going to be. Shit, it looked like it's completely unknown to Shanahan what Trey Lance could be and these dudes. So
from day one.
Yeah. No, I mean, ultimately, it really comes down to we drafted the wrong guy.
No, we passed up to get him.
Even if you drafted Justin Fields, is Justin Fields going to perform in the Shanahan system? You know what I'm saying?
I got a question, and I want you to continue, bro. Do y'all think that Shanahan could really evaluate the position?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
He's never had
the last 3 quarterbacks they've had.
No, well, he's not. But here's the facts, though. If we look at him, well, RG3 put one of the best rookie seasons together ever, and then he got hurt. Then he had Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins put up his best years. He had Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan put up his best years. Had Garoppolo. Garoppolo put up his best years, even though it was his only years. Garoppolo's an outlier because it was his own.
But in that equation, did he develop the quarterback?
No, that's what I was saying. That's what I was getting to. It's like these are people that he was already there. Like he already had them. Like he was on the verge of doing it with RG3. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then the injuries derailed it. And then everybody else has just been who was there. You know what I'm saying? Or they chose to bring in Jimmy. So we don't know. Like that's the thing. Like we don't know. Like what he can and cannot do.
And Brock's an outlier.
I mean, well, Brock's proven though. As far as anybody in this scenario can be proven, Brock is proven.
Well, when you consider development, though, I mean that was the last pick of the draft and a lucky pick.
Well, to me, that's where I differ when we go into the development, because it's like, to me, there's nothing that says Trey Lance is 75% of the quarterback that Brock Purdy is. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's the end of the world, but there's no evidence of Trey Lance being better at him at anything.
I agree.
And I'm not saying that as a knock to Trey Lance. I'm saying it's just not there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for me, it was real simple. I mean, Uncle Keith, I called Uncle Keith the day that we signed Sam Darnold, and I said, Trey's out. You don't sign Sam Darnold and pay him the money and the incentives and get him to come there. Sam Darnold has gone to a lot of teams and been the starting quarterback.
That's why I say, so why? And I understand why, I'm just rhetorical, but why blow the smoke?
Well, because if we know, you said it earlier, it's all they've ever done. They double talk. Like, I don't even know why people pretend like 49er fans is like, bro, they literally mostly do opposite of what they say in the public they're going to do.
And then you string Trey along and devalue him. What was the point of doing that?
I mean, this is the real world, bro. You get a job, bro. You get a job, you know what I'm saying? You the GM or whatever. You ain't performing up to par, and some dude comes in for whatever reason and got 2 or 3 months and outperforms. Who's the job going to? This is life. This is real life. There ain't nothing fair for anybody in real life. Like when it comes down to you being, you know what I'm saying? So
but you made a team decision to bring Darnold in. So you knew you were getting rid of Trey, or we're going to try to. Why?
My thing with them too is in like, bruh, the track record is proven. Like, even before the Trey shit, they had Jimmy. Wasn't they still trying to get whoever? Aaron Rodgers, this one, that one. Like,
that's the answer. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Not to mention, and like I would love to have Aaron Rodgers over Trey Lance, any rookie. So I get, trying to, but at the same time, what's your boy Matt Stafford? You're always trying to get a vet because you can't develop quarterbacks.
It's facts.
You see what I'm saying? Even with the RG3 shit, from my understanding, McVay was more hands-on in that situation as far as the development of the quarterback. You the motherfucker make the plays and shit.
Yeah,
so you ain't got it.
No, I totally agree. We ain't got no proof that he can do it
at all, bro. And like you get the right vet, you cooking now.
100%,
like you saying with the Matt 100%, and shit,
which is exactly why Sam Darnold is QB2 and not Trey Lance.
On the podcast, could call you that.
Yes, sir.
Shanahan, they may say whatever, but their moves are their moves, and there's always a pattern. There's a pattern everywhere with Shanahan. Like, bro, the only rookie coming off playing off top, you know what I'm saying, is Bosa. Everybody else is a rookie. It ain't automatic that they in, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he ain't got to play rookies, he's not playing them. He don't do it. He give them the time and put them in the situation. So it's just like Shanahan been the same, but no, I don't think he can develop quarterbacks. And you know what I'm saying? It was a lose-lose. Like, unless it worked out in our favor, it's like, bro, Andy Reid was not in win championship mode when he brung in Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? They were a team that was playoffs, so you had the time to like, oh, you can do that. We were a Super Bowl roster when you made that move for Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? The expectation, it wasn't there. Like, it wasn't. We just see that. How do you do it? How do you have
You made the move, knowing you supposedly win now, all this shit. You made the move initially under the guise because you say you needed more from the position. So you moving up to get the guy. Now you're telling us it's about the cheap guy.
But here's my only rebuttal to that, because he did do that. They made all the sacrifices, bro. Just like it ain't Trey Lance's fault that he was injured both seasons. That he had his opportunity to come and play. It was taken away from injury. Both seasons. It's like the coach got to deal with that. This is still the same roster. So it's like, bro, you ain't even playing. We done gave you, like, what do you do? And you still have a Super Bowl roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him 2 years, bro, and he ain't played for whatever the reasons. Whether it was you gave it to Jimmy. Well, Jimmy got hurt. He took it over, and it went back to Jimmy. And then last year he got hurt. So it's just like, same Super Bowl roster. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what do you do at that point? What do you do at that point?
Pete Warrior said something that I've been thinking about since the minute he said it. He said Jimmy mismanaged Trey even on the field. And it takes me back to Lynch and Shanahan. Are they on the same page when it comes to the position? You think about it. I mean, Lynch made all those maneuvers to get Trey. Was he Lynch's guy or was he Shanahan guy when they were pursuing Trey? Because if he was Shanahan's guy, wouldn't he have developed a playbook for him?
Well, it was Shanahan's, because Shanahan came out and said it in those press conferences that he was.
Yeah, I know what he said, but I also know how he coached him.
Well, they say he was making up plays on the plane.
Yeah.
A first time GM and John Lynch ain't about to make that quarterback decision, especially when you're a Hall of Fame safety and you got the best offensive mind in the NFL. You're gonna let him make that decision.
Good point.
I'm gonna say this.
John Lynch ain't qualified to make that decision.
The way he coached him.
But if we looking at it now with Purdy, he'll have his opportunity to develop. Now, Purdy was a blessing from the Lord, dropping in his lap. Okay. So he'll have his opportunity to develop Purdy in terms of the system. But if this is the case, remember when they made the move to get up to the number 3 spot and everybody thought it was Mac Jones? Well, for all of that, if we looking at Shanahan as a system guy, not being able to develop a quarterback, but you got to fit his system, y'all should have just drafted Mac Jones.
Because he was the most NFL-ready quarterback coming out of that draft.
I'm saying, y'all should have drafted Mac Jones.
You were spot. That's a spot on
Jones
call.
run that offense like Purdy. Purdy got more athleticism, but in terms of accuracy and being on time, Mac Jones, that's what he known for.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Purdy is similar to him with that. That's what I'm saying. So
But you know Mac Jones ain't gonna cut it. Everybody knew Mac Jones wasn't gonna cut it.
I don't think Mac Jones got the clutch gene. I think Purdy
Right.
got the clutch gene that Mac Jones don't have. But I'm just saying in terms of system fit.
Oh yeah, no, he was the most.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I totally agree with you.
Y'all could have plugged him in and won games. But the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Y'all have mismanaged Trey Lance. And y'all have
What
mismanaged.
if he just ain't that dude? I guess why do we say that they've missed when you throw in
From
the
the
injury?
standpoint of you ain't gonna find out until you play him. You know, everybody was like, well, I was one of the advocates playing from the beginning. Okay, yeah, he's raw and inexperienced, but I'm looking at the overall roster that we have. We ain't asking you to come and throw for 300 yards. We ain't asking you to run for 150. We ain't asking you to beat
And if you
Lamar
run the
Jackson.
offense that you're running for Jimmy with the little bootlegs,
That's the point I'm saying. You could
take a
tell
chuck
an
down the
offense.
fit.
I made an RG3 reference when he drafted him. You could develop an offense with RG3, but that's what, if we think about RG3, and I know we're going to move on to other things. You ran him too much. That's how he got hurt. Running him a lot. This in NFL, you can't run these quarterbacks like that. Even Lamar Jackson, as good as he is, eventually all them hits start getting to him.
Yeah.
And he start getting hurt. You can't do it. That's what I'm saying. You could have developed enough of an offense with him in a passing game to, with the roster you had, still win games and bring him along till he got to the point to where he could maybe win the game for you. How do we ain't gonna never really know if he's that dude because he ain't never been out there.
So let me ask y'all both this.
I don't know.
If it was your team and you were the head coach, everything's played out exactly like it's played out. Who you starting? Trey Lance or Brock Purdy?
Purdy.
Oh, you got to start by Purdy. And
So
that's
then-
just because you saw
I know where you're going.
So
Right.
then go ahead.
in terms of having, college experience and just, repetitions and, throwing and all of that kind of stuff. But at the same time,
What about take that all away? Take that all
Yeah.
away. What about last season? Bro, do y'all realize Brock Purdy was like the number 2 rated quarterback from when
In
he
the
started
NFL.
in the
Hey,
NFL.
bro, this
The
my
entire
only
NFL.
thing.
from the
In the
time he
NFL.
started, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
this goes back to a situation why we gonna keep beating the eggs when they already scrambled. I mean,
Right.
Trey's a done deal. No two ways about it. If you went the basics of football, pocket awareness, he got sacked 4 times in the first half. Not by the first team defense either. Inaccurate, happy feet, high throws, no timing, no touch. As bad as Sam Darnold can be with turnovers, he still has better touch than Trey. At least he's shown that in the few games he's got in.
true.
So we know that Trey is a done deal for all intents and purposes. And at the end of the day, what are we going to get for him and when will we trade him? You know, I have a salesperson that's selling 7 cars for me for 4 months in a row, and he can't pay his rent. Do I keep him and keep training him? Or do I fire him and send him to Walmart or Toyota where he can make $25 an hour and feed his family? That's where we are. That's kind of where we are with Trey.
Yeah.
We put him in the position he's in at this point. Luck, bad luck,
Well,
you know.
but absolutely though, too, the emergence of Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Like
that was-
that's the difference. If Purdy comes out and just plays regular, then this is a completely different offseason. It's a completely different look. It's a completely different everything.
Prez, I agree. I feel like Purdy came out and looked like better than Jimmy, and they
Mhm.
thought better than Jimmy is good enough to win with.
It is. It is with the defense and this offense.
Compared to the unknown of Trey Lance.
Yeah.
And
Unknown
inconsistency and-
of Trey
Yeah.
Lance. It's the unknowns. It ain't good or bad on Trey Lance, but it's the unknown. And the fact is, bro.
Oh no, we saying the same thing, just
No,
different.
I'm not saying it to you. I was saying it just to that side. It's just like Trey Lance in there. We just don't. No one knows anything.
I know he doesn't pass the smell test with me. when I look at a quarterback, just like we evaluating Purdy early, the guy had the gene, and we keep talking about the clutch gene, but he also has the pocket awareness gene. He has the touch gene consistently enough. He also understood the playbook pretty well, pretty quickly. For a person who didn't take first team reps during preseason, he picked it up and he got it.
Idiot.
Know what gene I hope he have, fellas? I hope he have
The consistency gene.
no, in the playoffs when the window's extra tight, the fucking arm to fit the ball in there. That's the gene I need him to have. Make the tight throws when it count, bro.
Facts.
If he do that and from all what y'all saying, he's done that. If he could continue to do that, we got something, bro.
Got a preseason this year, and a preseason. He had a regular season last year.
All of it.
It's all cumulative, and I think he's grasping it better and more than any other young quarterback I've seen in a long time. I get why Darnold's the QB2. And watching that last game, which was atrocious, that pass he made to Bell in the third quarter over the shoulder touch pass was spot on. But I also watched him miss some 10-yard dinks that were too high, going into quadruple coverage, just bad choices. Now, you can be coached out of bad choices, but you can't be coached out of bad touch. But he had a better command of the offense than Trey appeared to have. I'm sorry. You just say it like it is.
My TV a little fuzzy, so I be seeing different shit sometimes. You feel me? Because and I feel you, bro. We beating the hell out these eggs. You feel me? Because I do see you holding the ball a little long, so you taking some shots. I also see you playing with an offensive line that ain't doing shit. Also see once you kind of get your feet wet a little bit, you slinging that thing.
Yeah.
You feel me? So go, man. At the end of the day, go somewhere else. Hopefully, you'll be successful. One more question for y'all, kind of on that, and we could transition off. Do y'all think they need to trade him and get him off the books to get money to sign Bosa?
Well, that's what they talking about, and I hope if it happen, if I was the Redskins, I'd try to get him. Let Eric Bieniemy get his hands on him. Might turn him into something.
Let me just say this: his trade stock ain't gonna get much better the longer we keep him.
Bro, Isaiah Simmons got traded for a 7th-round pick. I heard. So we know we ain't getting shit for trade.
It's got to be because the contract, though, because that contract is fat. So that's the only reason I feel like they.
Where Isaiah Simmons went to?
To the Giants, bro.
Oof.
Because one of my homies in the Madden League, that's his team. He excited, like, bro, I got Simmons coming. I'm like, what? For a 7th-rounder? So I don't know what the hell we gonna get for Trey.
To my knowledge, as far as Bosa goes, his extension doesn't take place until next year. So their salary cap for this year is already paid. Their cap, both Trey Lance and whether
so Trey won't have any effect on what happens with Bosa.
No.
Okay.
But you still need to get some value for Trey.
Yeah.
We all agree that based upon how he was used, what he has and has not done, unless we can't trade him, he should be gone. I'm sorry to say it.
They're going to they're not going to get what they think they deserve out of him. And
they're going to make some concessions.
It's partly in the situation that they've created, how they've done like the mismanagement, everything I'm talking about. Yeah, they've devalued his trade value. And so I think there's offers on the table. I don't think that that's the thing. It's just, you know what I'm saying, what they haven't wanted to accept those. And I think more likely than the league giving us better, they're going to have to accept less for Trey Lance. But yeah, you get him off the book for the dead cap hit next year. The controversy, you get rid of it and hope it don't bite you as far as him getting hurt. You know what I'm saying, Purdy. But I think you got to get him off the team for different reasons.
Hey, and next year ain't Kirk Cousins gonna be available?
Yeah,
we still got two. Hey, that was the other point that I was about to say. A lot of this, man, will be, and then I think we have Purdy on the books on a rookie contract. Keep this in mind, for this year and 2 more years after that. I think it's 4 years that we have him, and last year was the first. That matters. He's on a rookie contract and a 7th rounder at that, compared to having to pay Trey Lance. Brock Purdy's final year, you would be paying Trey Lance
Right.
that full contract. So it establishes another year for in what I consider where your premier players on your team are actually getting older. Does that make sense? Our premier talent are getting in the latter parts of their career. So extending windows and affording moving forward means a lot. There's even so from a monetary standpoint, is more reason why you get out of the contract compared to the other.
Yeah, I agree. Makes sense. I mean, long term. I mean, we got to get fresh. But speaking of if hurt, that last preseason game to me was atrocious. It almost seemed like they were playing not to get hurt. And your starters weren't on there for a long period of time. Unlike the past 3 seasons, we had our starters starting earlier in the preseason, playing longer. And I'm thinking they're trying to coach out of some of the injuries, early season injuries we've been having. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm thinking they're going to get some burn this week coming up, right? The starters.
Yeah.
So maybe,
Probably a half.
Limited snaps because they're going to play so much this week. That's all I could really.
Well, 2 weeks ago, you had Oakland, and they had the 2 practices. You had the 2 padded practices. So those, as the coach always said, those meant more than the actual preseason
game.
They still were playing that week. It was just not in the game that we saw.
But they got manhandling the practices too, didn't they?
Huh?
Yeah,
Didn't they get
that's word
manhandling
on the street.
practices? Yeah.
It wasn't
And they
good,
translated to the preseason game 34-7. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, no.
You know,
But
that was ugly to watch.
we all know what it is, man. Like,
Tighten up.
yeah.
Tighten up. You know, go back to the saying, you play like you practice.
Real talk on that one.
Wow. I'm hoping that's not what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah,
we ain't seen the first string either week, so we ain't seen none of it.
I'm about to say, if y'all say what y'all say they're going to play, like the first half against the Chargers.
I mean, that's typically what happens.
Did you guys see any outstanding people? Any standouts this week? Like, I was looking at Ronnie Bell, and I heard all the hype on him, but I also saw him miss some wide open balls that hit him dead in the hands.
Is that the little dude who was catching it on the drive on the, when they came back? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And, one thing I liked about him is when his yak is outstanding. You know, he gets hit, he breaks tackles and everything else, but you got to catch the ball first.
Facts.
You know,
I like Tay Martin. I think
Martin. Yeah.
I think he gonna get with them injuries to Danny Gray and Ray.
Yeah.
Because they out weeks. I think they'll both make the roster. Ronnie Bell and Tay Martin will both make.
You think Ronnie will make the roster?
They're both going to. Well, we already you lost 2. 2 of the ones that were gonna make it ain't gonna be on the starting opening roster because they're gonna be hurt.
Who was that kickoff return number 22? I forget his name.
That's Dominique, the boy, from Texas.
Yeah, that kid's nice.
Who?
Number 22, special team. Yeah, cornerback. I forgot it.
Yeah, I'm forgetting his name. I'm drawing a blank on his name too. But they brought in Anthony Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Anthony Miller.
That's a good pickup.
Yeah, they liked him. Draft.
That sound because what he did with the Bears. You know what I'm saying? There was a point where he was like on the verge of like being that one of them guys, and in a way, you get his speed with Shanahan, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot about him. That's right. They're not both going to make it. Tay Martin and Ronnie Bell both ain't going to make it.
Make it. And that kid's name is Jameson.
I forgot about Anthony.
Yeah, Jameson.
His name is Jameson. Yeah. The kid is nice. And they had Bell back there trying to return punts, but he wanted to run every time the ball kicked. I mean, he didn't call a fair catch. He got hit hard and often back there and didn't really make that many great plays. So I think
Jameson is a more natural returner.
Yeah, he goes lateral better
than Bell. But Bell got potential. He just got to be consistent because I think a couple of the interceptions that were strong, it came off his hands because he didn't catch
Yes,
the
they
ball.
did. Yes, he did. Got them soft hands.
Defensively,
Pop it in there, but you can't throw it in there.
yeah, exactly.
Every time he
Defensively,
went hit with a direct 20-point catch, it went through his hands. And that's technique also. You got to want that ball when they're coming at you that fast. In a tight window. If you want Purdy to throw in a tight window, you got to be a tight window catcher. You got to see it and eat it. If it got to get stuck in your helmet, you got to take it.
Right.
yeah.
But how about I mean, watch this kid Farrell on the defense, left tackle.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Man, that man need a sandwich after. I mean, that kid's eating good.
He gonna make an impact for us.
And he will. I mean, he's quick and he's big.
Yeah, he gonna have
that arm span is huge. And he's hard to throw over and around. The kid made some nice spin moves, got to the quarterback 5 times, didn't make 5 sacks.
Oh yeah.
But he got there.
Oh yeah.
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 And that's what we need from the other side.
Man, it's really they potentially we have such a rotation.
Yes.
Opposite, and even for spelling Bosa. Yeah, man. It's like they built the right type of line on this defensive line. I feel like this is the epitome. Like this should be the year that we get that defensive line. We've always had the defense, but we had, bro, if we start getting them sacks, if it turns into sacks, bro, if we get that number where we top 5, top 10, because we never there. We do what we do.
We got the potential to have a parallel threat for the first time on both sides of that line that can get sacks. I mean, consistently. So you got to pick your poison. And the only weakness I saw, even in the second stream, was the middle run, going straight up the middle on us. Because we have so much speed. We over pursue, we run past our lanes. However, with that being said, with all the talent we have on both sides of the ball, Vince Lombardi wrote one about a team after he left football. He said, if they can't manage to win with all this talent, then we got to look at how they are managed. That's what this is going to come down to. We have enough talent to win with consistently, whether we have a good defensive day or a good offensive day. We have enough talent on both sides of the ball to win consistently. The question is, will we?
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I mean, we're gonna see, man. I personally feel like that week 1 game, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna have to play, and they're gonna have to play from the very beginning, bro.
You look at Pittsburgh's coach.
Their defense is stacked. I was watching that damn Steelers game this last weekend, and I was like, oh shit. And then the players kept coming. I was like, damn, man, they got him too. And then towards the end of it, I'm already like, damn, they got a defense for real. And then out of nowhere, Patrick Peterson on the sidelines, you know what I'm saying, doing the interview with the lady. I was like, oh, this dude ain't even played neither. Like, that week 1 game, first of all, any game in Pittsburgh ain't gonna be no.
Especially coming off a bad season.
Period.
Coming off a bad season. That coach is one of the best strategists in the game.
Come on, man.
And motivators. And Pittsburgh is a brand. You don't have 2 bad seasons in a row. And they're consistent. So we're going to have to bring it from day one. We can't ease our way into this season. We don't have any easy games.
Yeah, no, facts.
Everybody knows who we are.
Facts.
Everybody's trying to come up with a Purdy answer. So we're going to, scheme around that. Everybody's going to know where our weak spots in our defense, if there are any, with the right people in place. So we're going to have to be a takeaway, beat them up, smash them out, and we cannot look like we just did in that last preseason game. It was flat out. Man, I would rather eat raw eggs.
Man, I didn't really understand. I missed it because I was out. For the most, I was out.
I watched it twice.
But our starters ain't playing like that.
Yeah, I know. But if this is what we hope for as backup, some of them cats need to get in. Into the system. You still representing the faithful. You don't get beat 34-7. I don't care. Don't happen. Ain't acceptable.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
And it wasn't even close, man. We were getting beat up the middle, getting beat over the middle. being beat on special teams, just turning the ball over, sacks after sack after sack. Come on, guys. If we didn't want to play, we should have just stopped in the third quarter. How do you let yourself get beat 34-7 in preseason? That's got to leave a taste in your mouth. And look, if you come back and play the Raiders in week 7, and they know they stomped on you, even if it wasn't your starters, they're gonna still come with that "I kicked your butt" attitude.
Oh yeah, we played them week 7.
I don't remember what the schedule is.
No, we don't play them this year. But no, I mean, I think, from the first game, I think we was all disappointed because we figured they was gonna come out and play harder.
They didn't.
And then in the game against the Broncos, they obviously played better. They played harder. They played, 4 quarters.
They played to finish.
Yeah, So, we'll see the starters more this week when they, play the Chargers. And then we'll see some of the backups. But, I was looking at some of the backups in that Raider game. I'm like, damn, man, I don't know. I hope nobody is a starter. God forbid don't get hurt because, Bob, we got to put you in there.
Oof.
It was kind of looking bad out there. So
Isaiah Oliver in the secondary got turned around and was looking for who he was supposed to cover.
Right.
He got beat so bad, all he could do is help him mark the spot where the guy fell.
Well, from what Steve Wilkes saying, they're going to use a combination of the two. He'll use him against the bigger receivers, and he'll put the Amador inside against some of the quicker guys.
Oh, I guess after you watch this film, they better wake him up.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully Oliver will respond and step up. But it's good to see Ambry Thomas, coming to the party with his physicality and play. Warman looking good out there.
I'm saying.
So,
and we definitely need that physicality. I mean, that's the whole personality of our team.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good to see them out there balling and had that hunger, and things like that. And then I like the linebackers, D. Winters and Jalen Graham looking good out there.
Okay.
Hey, I think we hit it with D. Winters. We hit it with D. Winters, bro. So that's that dude. That's that dude, man.
What you say the name was?
D. Winters.
D. Winters? Oh yeah.
So, so I mean, we got depth in most of the right places, I think.
If we can get what Ambry Thomas was before whatever happened, oh man, if we get any type of like real reemergence from Ambry Thomas, oh man. Our defensive secondary has it, man. Like we got a chance to be real nice, man.
Got to remember, our defensive coordinator is where now? Last year's defensive coordinator.
His specialty is the secondary.
Right. So.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's
gonna be competitive, bro.
It's gonna.
It's a good thing.
It's real big though, man. We gotta come off the gate, not to beat on a dead horse. They got to come out the gate. That Sealer game, man. If anything that I've learned with our injury history and everything that we typically go through at the end of the season, and how it's only the 1 seed. Only the 1 seed gets that bye. Yo,
we got to win early.
We can't. You can't lose this game. You cannot lose this game in Pittsburgh. It really dims it. Getting that one.
And also, our team is built on swagger. When we get up there, we carry them. We don't let it loose. But if we get punched in the mouth, I mean, it's like we're bullies. We get punched in the mouth and we take it. That losing that first game can lose to losing 2 early.
Yeah, because then we go to St. Louis.
That's been a key to us not getting to the Super Bowl because we started all slow.
Facts.
Yeah. The last 2 seasons, they started all 3-5 or whatever it was, and then y'all turned it on. And
can't do that this year.
Yeah, but all of the players, from what you have heard through all of the press conferences, say, no, we got to have a sense of urgency to start off stronger, because the ultimate goal is if we can get that home field advantage, and we ain't got to go to Philly, we ain't got to go here, we ain't got to go there. Y'all got to come to Levi's. We can get where we want to go. So
Facts.
the kids, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Pittsburgh gonna be hard, but man, come on, we go in there and win that. That could be a springboard.
Oh no. Yeah. We getting that dub. But they gotta
We know it ain't gonna be easy, but if they get that dub, which we expect that they gonna get the dub, then
Right.
that could springboard us going forward to, you know what I mean? Because if we can, and we go in there and get, that's gonna make their confidence go up, and then they could stack some wins, like they always talking about stacking days. Well, let's stack these victories, bro, so we can be in position. Because, like I said, we get home field advantage. We gonna get that week off, get refreshed. Then you got to come in the Levi's, and we got a home field advantage now. You know what I'm saying? Our fans, you know, is a beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We can get to the Super Bowl if we get home field advantage. Man, I don't want to have to go to Philly, even though I believe, and I still believe if Purdy would have been healthy, we would have got that dub.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying?
We have to be anxious early.
Yeah, they got to come with
and
that
put the
urge.
pressure on early this season. We need to just, because, and like Prez says, knowing our injury history,
Yeah,
we can't afford to keep trying to play catch up all the time.
exactly.
Yeah, no.
Now, and when you start steamrolling people, you can rest your people and let people heal.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We got 4 running backs potentially that we can keep on this team this year.
Oh, it's here. It's here.
I mean, all the components are there. We have an abundance of riches. You know what I'm saying? It's like a brand new credit card. You can manage it properly, or you can go to the limit.
True.
You know what I'm saying? 0% and you max it out. When that 29.99 hit, you got to pay the piper.
So yeah, they got to come with that sense of urgency. But I think they're gonna come with a sense of urgency. Man, this is our greatest opportunity to get this chip. With the team we have, we got Purdy. You know, we in perfect position to win it. So they got to come with it early, man. If they come with it early, and they could carry them to a certain point, and we get that home field advantage, got to come in the Levi's. I like our chances of getting to that bowl. I don't care who. I ain't worried about who on the AFC side. If we get in, take my chance of them. I'll take our chance against all of them over there, because they're gonna beat each other up over there. So
I want to go back to. I meant to say this and I forgot, and I remembered not to go back to the Trey Lance getting traded, but I wanted to go here because what I've also heard, you know what I'm saying, is with Trey Lance that they trade him for another player.
Okay, yeah.
So like another type of a player, you know what I'm saying, to bring in. So then at that point, you know what I'm saying.
Now, what type of player are you talking about?
That's what I'm gonna ask you. That's the question. So hypothetically, if we were to trade him and you were going to get a replacement position, right? A position that you're bringing in because you would trade for somebody that you need is going to make an immediate impact this year. 100% is who you would trade Trey Lance for if you did a player. What position would you go after?
Offense, left guard, offensive line on the left side.
Keep in mind, okay.
I don't care what of the 3 positions you get over there. Just give me somebody on the left side of that O-line. Why am I saying the left side? Right-handed quarterback, where's his blind side?
Left side.
There you go. What's our weakest side of our offensive line?
Right side.
There you go. So if you get some more strength for your left side, you move somebody who's over there that can play both positions to the right side, and your quarterback's right-handed, all you need is somebody to just give him another step. What I saw in Trey all of this preseason games was he held the ball too long, excuse my language. And even the commentators say he's holding the ball too long. Either he's misreading or he has no confidence. And at this point, when your career's on the line, you don't have time for either one of those. We said that 2 weeks ago. You got to show out or you got to go out. Well, he didn't show out. So to answer your question directly, my offensive line.
I would say defensive end.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Even though we know we think Drake gonna be a beast. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't put the work in and all of that. Man, if you could get another good defensive end to either be in a rotation, another pass rusher, can never have enough of those. Because now we know with Hargrave and Armstead and Bosa should get less double teams.
Yeah.
Because Hargrave gonna if you try to block him one-on-one, he gonna eat your lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
Throw Terrell in the mix too.
Yeah.
Hey, and Kinlaw.
And Kinlaw. That's correct.
Kinlaw.
So I think the need is great on the offensive line, to be honest with you.
Well, I would say swing tackle if anything.
See, I was gonna go defensive end too. That was my original answer when I asked. But then you bring up that offensive line, and it's like, yeah, if you could get you a younger, I'm going right side of the line.
Now last year we had a right guard that was on the practice squad, had a lot of potential, got hurt, and he's supposed to come back. And I can't remember his name to save him. He was a big old country from Nebraska.
Jalen Moore.
Huh?
Jalen Moore.
What's going on with him?
Well, he was hurt, but he played in the last game and looked pretty good from what I could tell.
So that would help on the right side tremendously also. I just didn't see enough of them.
I do think though, I will say, to go back to, I do think that edge position, it just depends. It would depend on contracts. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot that goes into it if I'm picking, but it would be one of those two. But you get that right opposite of Bosa.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
be fair.
You
wouldn't have to worry about outscoring anybody. You just you get the ball in such great field position all the time.
We ain't even talk about our linebacking core, which is just the best.
It's just sick and so good. It's sick and so good.
Yeah. So it's like, it's definitely.
It's gonna be hard to break into the squad to get on that line. Yeah, a secondary. Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I mean, it would appear we have, except for the offensive line, it's really the only big question.
But we had that for the last 3 years, though.
Yeah.
Well, at least last 2. So
it's gonna be good to see, man. It's
I want to see some real hitting, some real sticking, some real play calls. Put all that talent together, and let's let it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? We done built the car. We done put the engine in it. We got 4 wheels on it. Let's put some fuel in this puppy.
It feels different. This is because I'm 37 now. I was always a 49er fan because my dad, but I really became a 49er fan when I was probably like 16, 17. We were just horrible. Like, we were horrible, but I was still watching the games and everything like that. Like, it's like when I made that choice to be like, oh, this as an adult, this is who I'm gonna follow, is the 49ers. And like, we got a chance, man.
Something special.
We got it, and like losing last year, it just feels different. Even when we had all them Super Bowl teams and thought we could, it's like, for me, it's just like, one year it's gonna click, man, and we're not gonna be so heavily injured, and we're going to get to play, like, you know what I'm saying? And it just like, it's the first time I've ever felt like everything's here, and everything's ready, and this might just fuck around and be the year that we get the breaks. We get the lucky, that shit that we don't normally get, and if we do, this team can be one of the best teams of all time.
It definitely has the potential.
You got the hunger. You've lost so many times.
Oh.
Like if I'm
that was the point I was gonna make. Like, when you talk about, you referenced last year, we didn't get beat last year. We lost through circumstances beyond our own control. And that's what makes it so raw for me. We had a better team.
Exactly.
And we'd have been a better opponent in the Super Bowl with that young clutch gene quarterback we had, who there was never a moment in a game that Purdy played in where it was too big for him. That's what I love the most about this kid. He was always up to the task.
Come on.
It wasn't just
yeah.
about wins and losses. It was about you got to take us down the field. All right, let's get it done.
Yeah.
Smart plays. Even if he'd been inaccurate all game, when it was crunch time, the ball was
He was
spot on.
every time. Every
And you
time.
can't coach
And
that.
it's like, and it's like no matter what happened, we went on that win streak. But the only time I even started to fathom us losing a game while we were in it watching it was that Raiders game, because that shit got out of hand. I was like, oh shit, bro, this is and we need this game. We had to have this game, but exactly, bro. Exactly, bro.
And he ran up and down the sidelines as
Come on,
Mr.
bro.
Irrelevant, and everybody listens. It was like back in the day, they used to be commercials about E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody listens. He had the team's attention.
Bro.
And when they lost that final game, and he went back in when the other ones who could have didn't, he went out on his shield. These boys will lay down the law for him. You can't imagine. Purdy to me is like in a gasoline engine, he's nitrous. You know what I'm saying? You hit the button. That's what he is to me.
Man, I'm
bro.
Chills. Like I was watching when he was in the NFC Championship and that touchdown, and he NFC division game, and he'd be like, "Come on, bro,
be smooth."
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it changed.
You know.
Like y'all had said all that, but I'm telling you, the moment, because you had talked him up and he had made the team, and so I was like, damn, man, I was like, they right. But the moment, bro, is when he drove down that field, bro.
What?
I'm telling you, that first game he done, and we scored that touchdown, and Trent Williams turned around and he saw that Purdy was out there beating on his chest like that, and that he immediately, like, it was just, man. It was just like immediately, like you were like, oh, because that was the moment for Trent Williams. Like we were able to watch the moment for Trent Williams that he realized, like, oh, this is it, right? This is the second level that we can follow. Yeah.
Go back to Jimmy G with all the great wins. How much emotion did he stir up for his team?
Yeah, no, it's different when it's different. That's
different, bro. It's a whole different level. I mean, he was a good teammate.
Oh yeah, no, Jimmy didn't.
A librarian can help you find a good book. Right. However, Purdy was a great storyteller, and stories sell. You and I do that for a living.
Man, you feel me?
He's telling a better story. He gets out there, and you know he's giving you all he's got. Even if he screw up, he'll get a bigger pass than somebody who just plays the role.
Yeah, no.
Because they believe that to the last play of the last game, he's going to give all he's got, even if he can't lift his arm above his shoulder. And do you know, playing like that, he threw for 2 first downs? Can't hate him. Hey, did we lose the brothers?
Well, I know Ben had to go. I don't know about P. Did P say anything?
No, I think he might have. No, I know he's going to have some long days, though, bro. Yeah, but anyhow. Well, I'm about to bounce too.
All right, my man.
Man, as always, this was live, man. This was live.
You already know. Appreciate whoever's watching. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man.
Yeah.
Facebook Boys Podcast.
And we're going to keep bringing it. 100% legit. We may not always agree, but we will disagree agreeably.
Facts.
All right.
We almost here, man. We almost
there. But when we get there, guess what we're going to be?
Outside. All right, look,
y'all. Dude. How we hang up? Oh, here we go. Leave. Boom.